All right, so I like to bring a wild card to the table when I make holiday meals. Something that people may not have stereotypically thought should be on the table, but it actually works out pretty good considering the fact that there are a lot of breads around a festive time. Homemade baked bread, sweet bread, cornbread, etc. Well, because there will be a recipe in this series about cornbread, we are going to make today homemade chili. All right, so for this recipe, you will need All right, so this is another one of those dishes where it's subjective to who you're speaking to, what place they come from, what region they come from, or what recipes they've learned from others. I never say cooking is a one-size-fits-all. I don't believe in that. I don't agree with that. I think cooking is something that transcends. So if my recipe is slightly different than yours, that is okay. If my recipe is exactly like yours, that is okay. Just know that as long as it tastes good in the end and everyone's happy, that's all that matters. So put your pot on medium heat, and then you're going to add your olive oil to the pot. Now you want to add your onion and your garlic. I'm not adding the onion early because there's a person who does not eat onions that I'm making this recipe for, but this will be the stage where you add your onion and your garlic and you saute it until the onions are translucent. Now that those are starting to brown, or toast rather, you let that toast, and then you're going to add your ground beef to this. I always choose like 100% grass-fed, lean, all that type of stuff. No antibiotics, no hormones. That's where I go. Now you want to make sure that this is cooked. I'm talking about the ground beef until all the ground beef is brown. So that's what you're going to do now. And again, you're following a smaller recipe portion because I'm cooking for the holiday for a large amount of people. So my measurements on screen will be a little different than what you will be cooking for yourself. Alright, so now I'm going to create the chili situation in here for the sauce to go with the meat. So we made the meat already, and now we just have to make the sauce for the meat. Okay? So this is what I like to do. I like to take and put some oil in the pan. All right. Then I like to add, I get a little bit more oil. All right. Then I like to add the tomato paste in there. Now, while this is cooking, what I do is I take my spatula and I'll push this to the side. And then on the other side, I will add my seasonings that I feel should go, saute while this is sauteing. Once the seasonings go into the oil, you can mix everything together and then the oil will absorb all the flavor. So you add the powders in. And you want to toast it up. All right, so what you want to do is you want to cook the seasoning so it can get into the oil, as I said before. And once it starts getting toasted, then you can do the tomato sauce and bring everything in now. I mean the tomato paste, I'm sorry. Now that that's going, you want to add your diced tomatoes. And your ground beef. So now you're going to add a little bit of the Tabasco sauce, the green kind, the mild kind that I like to use. Okay. And if you want to kick, this is completely optional. You can add some chili flakes, the crushed red pepper, I mean. Add some liquid smoke for the smoky flavor. And a little bit of smoked paprika, which I don't have over here. Oh, there it is. Yes, I do. A little bit of smoked paprika. All right. You're going to cook this down. Now you're going to add some pepper to it. Black pepper. And also off camera I added some bell pepper as well, because the bell pepper is going to add to the chunkiness and the fullness of the final result of the chili. You want your chili to be very filling. You don't want it to be too chunky, which is why you add the vegetable stock and or the water or chicken stock. Make sure it's low sodium. I always tell everyone low sodium, low sodium. As close to no sodium as you can get, because you will be seasoning this along the way. As you can see, I've added all the beans as well. With this concoction, the beans usually go last because if they're canned, they're already somewhat processed to be more tender. It's not like you're doing hard bag beans or shell beans from the garden. If you're doing it fresh like that, whether it's shell greens or if you're doing it from the bag where they have to be soaked or cooked down, that's a different process. Go online and Google that because I'm not showcasing that here. But as you see, this is what the chili looks like. As you see, I'm adding in the stock now. There wasn't much left at this point after making the cornbread stuffing and everything else that I was making because I cooked a lot this day. I did most of these episodes in 2 days. So you're seeing that now. So now I had to do a voiceover because unfortunately my microphone cut off. Oh, production. But now you're going to continue to cook this on medium to low heat, constantly stirring it and constantly checking it. And then you will see your end result. Thank you very much for hopefully trying out my chili recipe and hearing me out on something else that I'm making for my own little kitchen. I love you all more than you could ever know. And we have 98 subscribers. Ah! I'm going crazy. I'm so excited. So thank you all for supporting this channel. We love you. And the next recipe is coming up. Have a good day. And hopefully you're having a festive holiday season.